I was in second grade, 8 years old, when I had my first foray into public speaking. Some may remember back when you were in elementary school, we had a little thing called a spelling bee. And you would get up in front of your class and you would be asked to spell certain words. And it was in front of a large group. Now in second grade in my class, it was familiar faces. I was kind of a class clown. So I didn't have a lot of apprehension about being in front of my class and my familiar teacher. But when I won the spelling bee for the class, I had to move up to the all second grade competition, still in the school, still surrounded by familiar faces and the teachers that I knew, and I was still a clown, so I didn't have a lot of apprehension with that either. But when I won the second grade spelling bee for the school, we had to go to the local mall, and I was in competition now with the other elementary school in the district, and there were a larger audience with very unfamiliar faces. I didn't know the teachers, I didn't know the security guards at the mall that were there, very intimidating for 8-year-old me. And I gooned up that spelling bee so bad, I was given the word night, as in, I'm having a great night here at Felicitas Humor Toastmasters. And I spelt it N-I-T-E, not N-I-G-H-T. N-I-T-E is, I don't know if that's accepted now, but back then it wasn't an acceptable spelling, and I got ruled out. I knew how to spell the word, but I was so rattled, and I said to myself, never again. Never again with the group, never again with the large audience. Fast forward to my grandparents' 50th anniversary party. I was 13, and I was asked by my mother to give a small speech on behalf of all of the grandchildren, as I was the oldest, to wish my grandparents a happy 50th anniversary. And I said, oh, that's easy. I have family, and I know my grandparents, and my mom is asking me, this is going to be cake. And I was supposed to say something along the lines of, happy anniversary, Grandma and Grandpa, we love you. You are such an inspiration and example to us all. Happy anniversary. What came out was, happy grandparents, we love the kids, your anniversary, and we love you and happy anniversary, and it was just a nightmare, and I said, never again, never again. Further forward into my military career, where I really got the taste of public speaking and being out I was assigned as a military recruiter for the Marine Corps, and they actually formally taught me at that point to speak in public. It was a little bit different than Toastmasters. We had actual Marines telling me where to stand on a T. You don't move your feet. Your hands are locked or at your sides. And when you're speaking, your chest is out, your chin is up, your voice is projecting, and you don't move. And you are the pinnacle, and you got a stick going up your back. And it was very formal. And I did very well at that, because going into my recruiting career, we had to give speeches at schools, community functions. I was a representative for the Marine Corps, and what they thought of the Marine Corps wasn't me as an individual. I represented the whole institution based on my skills and what I looked like and how I acted. And that really set the tone for how this thing we call public speaking can really boost you forward. Fast forward to current day, I am a financial advisor in a Fortune 500 company, and I will be very honest with everybody here. One of the big reasons I got hired on was because of my strong interviewing skills and the impression I made through the hiring gauntlet of being a financial advisor of a Fortune 500 company. It was very intimidating, but I was able to face those interviews, answer the right questions, project confidence, project my previous experience that they were looking for, my military accolades, and it served me well. More recently, Toastmasters came into my life. I joined this summer, and the biggest practical advantage I've noticed is threefold. And I'm going to discuss real quickly the three aspects I feel Toastmasters is most practical in my life, and I think, and I'm hoping to elicit a little nod that yes, that is indicative of my life as well. And we have guests here who I'm hoping to introduce to what Toastmasters can do for you. And we have already members of Toastmasters, and my goal is really to reinvigorate what Toastmasters can do for you, because sometimes we get so focused on what we do here, boosting ourselves, building our skills, learning and moving forward, we lose that over the horizon sight on how the ripple effects of what we do and what we learn really do affect every aspect of our life. And I could probably take a good hour and a half and discuss the many facets of life that this can trickle into, but I'll discuss 3. And the first one, the most important to me, is my relationship with my friends and family. Toastmasters has taught me to be a great communicator with my wife, with my children, with my friends, and how it has brought us together is I can communicate my thoughts and feelings so much more clearly now. I can organize what I really want to say, and I can have someone really listen to what I'm saying because I say it with conviction, clarity, feeling, and it is an invaluable aspect towards that relationship building with the people you love the most. When you take that powerhouse with you, there is no relationship that you can't move forward through the power of positive communication. I have learned not to criticize my children versus provide a proper mentoring attitude. Criticizing generates not so much progressive movement forward, but it generates resentment, it generates bad feelings, and very rarely when someone is criticized, very rarely will they be inspired to do better. They'll feel hurt or angry and rejected. But when you can speak to someone, properly motivate them with communication skills, talk to them, build them up, and move them forward, you will notice a big difference in the way your children react, how you ask things of your family and friends. If you can move that forward with proper communications, this is such a fantastic venue to practice those skill sets. Transitioning into another important aspect of many of our lives, our professional lives. Many of us have jobs and careers. Some of us have multiple careers. And I will tell you, as I had alluded to in my introduction, I have had staggerings of public speaking throughout my whole life. But none have moved me forward so much as when I started formally learning how to speak. When you're in a professional environment with peers, subordinates, supervisors, and you can demonstrate a clear manner of speaking, a confident posture, you can organize your thoughts and have others around you listen to what you say and get them to be enthusiastic, you get them to be motivated just off the power of how you present a task, a challenge, how you present a planning process. And known some more as what I do now in my career is 15% of my job is technical. It's going through and applying the technical aspect of what I have learned to be able to do what I do. 85% of it is behavioral and communications based. Comforting people, communicating a plan, outlining a strategy, partnering with people and seeing that I am a confident, capable person that can get them where they need to be financially, either in retirement, their kids can go to college. They may not know what I do behind the scenes as far as the portfolio building or doing the magic with their money so they get good returns every year. What they know is I'm dialed into them because I talk to them, I communicate with them, and they feel their needs being taken care of. And that is a powerhouse that you can bring from Toastmasters. Toastmasters will give you how to organize your thoughts, how to present a plan, and put it all together in your professional aspect. You will impress not only your peers or your subordinates,